Yeah, exactly what you're thinking. Oh, kept alive by Smart. How does he do that?
Celtics Postgame Live, presented by New England Ford Dealers and Ford Trucks. Eddie Hauser, Amina Smith here with you. And the Celtics get the W tonight, 128-112. And the Pistons, they were able to hang around in this matchup, but the Celtics dominated towards the end. Eddie, how are the Boston Celtics able to run away with this one?
Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum in that third quarter said, "Hey, I'm better than everybody out here. I'm the best player. I'm one of the best players on the planet Earth. And let me go ahead and take care of this business real quick and get y'all up out of here, get y'all on the plane. I hope y'all have some decent food because y'all going out of here with a W, me with an L. We leaving with a W and go about y'all business." But no, he took over. I mean, think about it. He only had 5 points in the first half, but came out immediately. Before you know it, he put up 11 points like that. And that's just what he's able to do because he's that good of a player. And I think once he did that, it established everything for the team for the rest of that half.
Jayson Tatum definitely took over, especially in that third quarter, 16 points out of Tatum. Well, speaking of Jayson Tatum, he's with Abby Chin right now.
Jayson, you guys now have 4 straight wins. Already the #1 offense in the league, put up another 128 points tonight. It was loud in here. MVP chance, you were posing in midair. How much fun is this team having right now?
We're having a lot of fun anytime you win it. And especially the way we just playing on offense. Everybody's moving the ball. Sam had a career high 24. So, it's just fun when everybody spread the love and we play the right way.
You came out like you were shot from a cannon in the second half. 16 points in the first 5 minutes, finished with 21 in the second half. What happened in the locker room?
We was winning, but I had 5 points and I was playing a little sluggish. So I just wanted to come out with a little more sense of urgency, whether or not shots fell or not. I just wanted to play better, and I tried to.
Sharing some time with former assistant Jerome Allen. Last year, he had some choice words for you, and you responded pretty strongly in the next matchup. What do you say tonight?
I talk to Pooh all the time, every other day, every week at least for sure. So we always keep in touch. We got a great relationship. That's like family. But I never want to lose to him.
Finally, Jayson, you guys are going to get everybody's best shot, and the Pistons play hard. What does it say about your maturity that you guys were able to come out here and take care of business tonight? Yeah,
the Pistons, they always play us tough, especially the last couple of years. They're young, but, they're talented, they're physical, and they play hard. And you got to match that physicality, or it's going to be a tough night.
Jayson, thank you. Congrats.
No problem. Thank you.
31 points and 5 assists for Jayson Tatum in this win, and all smiles. Let's bring in Scal, who's live inside of TD Garden, and 21 points for Jayson Tatum in that second half. Scal, what was the difference between Jayson Tatum to start this game and to end this game?
I think he just said, what am I doing? How do I only have 5 points? I'm so much better than anybody out here. It wasn't like, and I'm not like saying this as disrespectful, it wasn't even breaking a sweat. He was just going through his motion. Jab, jumper, coming down, post up, turn and face, jumper. He was just beating you with the skill, and everybody's afraid of Tatum driving on him, so he has space, so he's just sticking J's right in guys' faces. So he's elite. I don't think he has a weakness to his game right now, and he keeps showing things, and he's out here making this thing look easy, and Eddie knows, I know this ain't easy out here.
Eddie, Scal just brought it up. He said that Jayson Tatum looked like he was not even breaking a sweat in this matchup. And Jayson Tatum said in that interview that they're out there, they're having fun because they're winning. How is that helping Jayson Tatum to play a little bit more free on the court?
Well, I think he understands he is the guy. But number one, let's not get it confused. He looked at that stat sheet and said 5 points. Right? And think about last year. All those things start coming into his mind. Believe that. He like, man, I'm not here. I'm not out there. They're going to start doubting me again. No, I'm going to show everybody that I am the guy. I am everything that everybody has been talking about and more. And I'm going to continue to show that. And he came out aggressive. That's the Jayson Tatum I love to see. Somebody that's aggressive. And aggressive don't necessarily mean always making shots and knocking down shots, but it is just being aggressive and putting and you being the dictator, not being somebody, not allowing the other team to dictate to you, but you going out there and go to work. And that move right there was filthy McNasty.
It definitely was filthy. And Scal, when you take a look at Jayson Tatum, he came into the season with a totally different level of aggressiveness. And you talked about in the beginning of this matchup, he looked at the stat sheet and was like, I could do better than this. From a player perspective, how hard is it to find that consistency to wake up in the middle of the season, in the middle of games, to let yourself know, hey, I'm that guy and I got to go out there and perform?
Amina, when Jayson Tatum wakes up and he reaches over and he hits the snooze button, he already got 20. You understand what I mean? That ain't even like, he don't got to prepare for that, like mentally. He wake up at 20. Now, all right, do I need to get 25? Do I need to get 30, 40? Anyway, those might be different conversations. But like I said, he just walks into this building with 20. So for him, it's not a thing. But I want to give a couple shout out to one, Joe Mazzulla. We saw what Jayson Tatum was doing in that third quarter, but he draws up an out of timeout play right for Jaylen Brown. Remember, he had 31 as well. So go to Jaylen Brown. Again, Jaylen Brown hits the next shot. So even though he has one guy doing his thing, he doesn't go to that again. He gets his other superstar involved. And that is crucial because Jayson Tatum, like I said, he wakes up into 20 points, but sometimes you got to draw up some plays to get Jaylen Brown going. And I'm going to give Jaylen Brown credit for doing the plays and making them, but Joe Mazzulla for drawing up those plays, because when these two guys are doing this, that has got to be demoralizing for other coaches and other teams.
Just second nature for Jayson Tatum out there. Marcus Smart with 11 assists in tonight's match. The first time in his career where he's had double figures in assists in 3 straight games. Eddie, what did you see out of Marcus Smart to contribute to this win?
He's continued to play the same way he's been playing the last few games, and that's allowing the game to come to him, knowing that he doesn't have to do too much. You don't have to recreate the wheel. You got guys around you that are bona fide ballers, and all you got to do is get them the ball in the right spot, make sure it's on time and on target, and they're going to take care of the rest. Damn the assist again. Another game with only 1 turnover. He is taking care of the ball. To me, that's the greatest strides I've seen Marcus Smart make this season so far, from last year to this year, is taking care of the basketball, especially in these last 3 games. He is not forcing anything. He's allowing himself to just play the game. He knows who he has on his team. He's not the guy that has to do too much. All he does is have to do his job, and his job, he's been doing it fantastically in these last 3 games. And the turnover is the thing that I'm looking at, because that was a problem last year, and he was usually the catalyst that started it. He'll start turning it over to everybody else. Right now, he's taking care of the basketball, and that bleeds into the rest of the team.
Yeah, I do agree with you, Eddie, when you talk about those turnovers. Just 1 turnover out of Marcus Smart. Scal, how huge is that when you take a look at what happened last season in terms of turnovers?
Yeah, so obviously turnovers were the reason why we didn't win the NBA championship last year. But I want to add another thing to what Eddie was saying. I think that Tatum and Brown are not just standing around saying, give me the ball. They're doing things like cutting to the basket. They're coming off curls. So, like, Marcus Smart is he's not making spectacular passes, but those guys and their talent, they're not just standing around saying, pass me, let me go get into my bag and go get a bucket. It's a collective unit figuring this thing out. Guys are cutting, guys are running, guys know they're going to get the ball from Marcus Smart, and then they're scoring on that. So when we're seeing Smart with a double-figure assist and 1 turnover, this Celtics team is going to be pretty much unbeatable, especially when you add Rob Williams back on the defensive end.
And Scal, you talked about Joe Mazzulla drawing up plays for Jaylen Brown. He had 30 points and 7 rebounds in this matchup. How was Jaylen Brown able to get going?
I think a lot of that, well, he started the game out. He was great in the first half, but it's keeping Jaylen Brown engaged when Jayson Tatum is out there, or when Jayson Tatum goes to the bench, Jaylen Brown sort of carrying the load. I think it's critical. As good as Jayson Tatum is, and I could probably make an argument that he's one of the best players in the world, I think that Jaylen Brown is the key to the success of this team to win a championship. Jaylen Brown has to be great. You can't key on one guy without keying on another guy. So I think it's great that Joe Mazzulla is doing these things to get Jaylen Brown going.
Eddie, how do you see that dynamic between Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown growing this season when people had questions about it in seasons past?
Well, I think the people that were questioning it really didn't understand basketball, really didn't understand that these two guys can coexist, and they've been showing that. And just look how efficient he was. 11 for 19 for 30 points. I mean, that is efficient as they come. And I'm going to take that every single night. And we do got to shout out Joe Mazzulla for pressing the right buttons, understanding that one guy had it cracking in the third quarter, like going crazy. But even though he's going crazy, we know he's going crazy, and I'm going to give you some too, though. Come and get a little bit too to keep you engaged. And that's so important, man. Having a post, understanding your locker room, understanding your players, those are big-time things that nobody really knows about until those things actually happen. And a great job by Joe Mazzulla tonight by keeping Jaylen Brown engaged while Jayson Tatum was out there getting busy.
And we're only 11 games into the season, Scal, but what has Joe Mazzulla been able to do best in his position as interim head coach here for the Celtics?
I mean, he's just figuring out his team. He knows his team. And offensively, these guys' spacing is unbelievable. So they got to continue to do that. They've been doing that, and they're going to continue to score big points with the talent that they have and the spacing that they play with.
All right. Well, thanks so much, guys. Well, speaking of Joe Mazzulla, he's with Abby Chin right now.
Joe, I don't know what more to say about the offense. You guys already #1 in the league as far as rating goes, another 128 points tonight. What is it about this group that you guys are able to click so well, so fast?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just starts with the guys. You know, they understand how they want to play. They understand how to make each other better, and they understand how to put each other in good spots. So our spacing's good, our pace is good, our decision-making has been really good, and we're working to get each other open. It starts with our point guards. Our point guards over the last 4 or 5 games, Smart, D. White, and Malcolm, are not turning the ball over. Great assist-to-turnover ratio, and that allows everybody to play.
Marcus specifically, 3 straight games with 12-plus assists. Is that something you challenged him to focus on?
Yes. Smart has a chance to be a great playmaker for us, whether it's point guard, whether it's shooting guard, whether it's playing the 5 and screening. You know, he's a guy that helps our engine and makes it go. And so, you know, for him to value the basketball and get the ball where it needs to go, whether that's for himself or others, is big for us.
And for you, as a new coach, how do you decide when you're comfortable to pull the starters?
Never.
Never?
No.
You'd keep them in there if you could?
If I could, they wouldn't let me.
That's what Geno time is for. When the song plays, then you'll know.
Yeah.
Joe, thank you. Congrats.
Thank you.